Everyone, I'm wearing a black t-shirt. I don't have many Shadowhunter clothes, but clearly I'll be doing a review on City of Heavenly Fire. Oh my gosh, I just finished it this morning. It's the biggest book I've read, 725 pages. It is the 6th book in the Mortal Instruments series, and I'll be doing a review on the whole series and my thoughts on it. If you haven't read the series, I'll give you let you know about it a little bit more, and maybe it will get you to want to read this amazing series. And actually, I know a lot of people waited 2 years for this book to come out, and I feel so bad for them. I was reading City of Lost Souls when this book came out, and I got it right away, even though I still had to finish City of Lost Souls. And this took me about a week, which I'm pretty proud of myself, because a week's not that bad for this huge of a book. So it is hardcover, and this is probably my favorite cover, even though it has Sebastian on it. And then there's Clary, it's her very vibrant red hair. Then there's flames at the bottom, it looks so cool. And this is by Cassandra Clare, and it's a hardcover, and I've seen a paperback. I say soft cover. Someone did a giveaway on it, and Cassandra Clare signed it, and I entered, but I don't think I won, because it was kind of a while ago. So here it is naked. It is plain black, hard material, and in shiny silver it says City of Heavenly Fire, and inside the dust jacket, a bomb, and it's a poster, and I really like it, but I don't want to just have a naked book on my bookshelf, so I can't hang this up, and my dog ripped at it, so I might hang this up and get another City of Heavenly Fire book. I don't know yet. Anyways, I don't know all the characters. I know it's Simon, I think that's Maya, maybe Sebastian or Jace. I thought it was Sebastian, but my friend, we couldn't figure it out. Then there's Isabel, of course, and then Alec with his bow. And a lot of people are I heard someone said it was a spoiler, and they spoiled themselves. This does not look like a spoiler to me. I don't understand how. Me and my friend Sydney and my mom, she's read this too. We're like, how is this a spoiler? Still trying to figure it out. So comment down below, how is this a spoiler? If you haven't read this, I suggest leaving now, and because I'm going to talk about kind of what happens in this book. And if you haven't read the Mortal Instruments, then you gotta get off this too. So now the non-spoiler people, get out of this video, okay? I thought in this book, when I knew that Sebastian was making the Shadowhunters drink out of the infernal cup, I thought they were gonna be turned back. I thought somehow it's gonna be a miracle and they're gonna be reversed and came back. And Sebastian is so evil. And also in this video, I'm not gonna talk about everything. It's gonna be a super long video. So I'm going to try to touch on a couple of the important things. And the Endarkened Warriors or whatever, the Endarkened Shadowhunters, they drove me crazy. I'm like, oh, they're so I'm so annoyed with them. But Sebastian, he was such a jerk. I was like, what the heck? He thinks he can take over everything. I was like, oh my gosh. And when Magnus, Luke, Jocelyn, and Raphael, when they all went to the Seelie Court, Seelie Court to have dinner, I was like, no, don't go there, don't go there, because when Sebastian was with the Seelie Queen, I was laughing. I was like, what the heck, that is so gross. And I knew that they'd get captured, so I was kind of mad. I was like, no, I already know not to trust the fairies. I never trusted them when they first came into one of the Mortal Instruments books from before. And they got captured. I was like, I told you so. I talked to my book. I was like, I told you so. And I feel like City of Heavenly Fire ended greatly, and I was kind of sad. The Sebastian part where Clary, when she took the throne, I was reading my book. I started punching the couch when Sebastian said, oh, go ahead, take your crown, the throne, my queen. I was like, no, you stupid Clary. I can't believe it. And I knew Clary was up to something, though, because the Heavenly Fire that was in Jace, I was like, wait, what? They must have some plan that was, I knew they had some sort of plan. When she stabbed him, I'm like, yes, finally, Clary, finally, you're doing the right thing. I got scared for a second. And then it was kind of sad because he was it took out all the bad in him, and then he was slowly dying in Jocelyn and Clary's arms. And he's like, no, call me Jonathan, I'm sorry. And I was so sad. I'm like, I feel bad now. And my emotions were just all over the place during this book. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Prayer, Lupus, Jordan died, just sad and unexpected. I was like, whoa. He just got stabbed, he's dead. Oh gosh, too much for me to handle. And I really thought Sebastian was going to have a war and take over. I thought everything would go wrong, and I thought everybody would die. But Cassandra Clare said 6 characters would die. And she said that like one of the boyfriends would die, and everybody made theories. I didn't. I had a feeling Jordan was gonna die because he was Simon's guardian, and I was like, oh gosh, oh gosh. But then they didn't. There's like 4 characters: Maureen, Raphael, Camille. Did she die in City Heavenly Fire? I think she mostly died in the last book. I have such a bad memory because this book is so long. Raphael, I already said that. Well, anyways, there's only a couple, like 4. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. I breathe now because every time I flip the page, I'm like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. Another shocking thing that happened when they went to the demon realm. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow, they're in a demon realm. I was getting nervous, and I thought it was so interesting though. It was really exciting instead of staying in Idris Alicante. And I thought that was pretty cool and like shocking, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening. It was really good. And when, I'm so glad that Sizzy has DTR'd Simon and Izzy together, Sizzy. They defined their relationship, and they were together, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy. And then Jace and Clary, were together, and it was so sweet. And then Alec, I felt so bad for him because he's like just like not the third wheel, but he's just off on his own. And then there's like 2 couples, Simon and Izzy, and then Jason and Clary. But I think he was pretty funny because he was funny in some parts, and then the pie, that was funny. They're like, Jason's like, go make us pie, and it was pretty funny. And I started to like Alec a little more. I never really liked him that much. And so I think it was like sad how they had Magnus and then like Luke and Raphael all in the prisoners, and I was like, oh, Magnus is awesome, his magical powers. Then let's talk about Simon. For a while, when I read the Mortal Instruments series, I was like, okay, I don't really like Simon that much, because when he was like still like in love with Claire, I was like, I don't like Simon. No, he's getting annoying. But then when he's with Isabel, it's like, oh, I'm like you better, and you're a cool vampire, you're getting more interesting. Maureen's a freak too. I kind of forgot about that. She was weird. I was like, what the heck? She was like so weird. But then, so Simon. When that demon was going to take away Magnus, I'm like, oh, no, I love Magnus. He's so cool. Like, I'd love to have him as a best friend. Like, I love him so much. And Simon, too. I'd love to have him as a best friend, too. And then when I was like, oh, no big deal. Oh, thank goodness. He's taking away, like, his immorality. And I was like, oh, my gosh, do not take away his memories. And I was crying. I was like, oh, my gosh, no. Simon was, like, so awesome. And poor Isabel. And then when, like, they're going up to him, and then he named his band the Mortal Instruments. I'm like, I love that name so much. I just realized because instruments, and I heard about it's like band instruments. But I was like, oh, my gosh. Magnus is going to help him get his memories back. And then also Magnus said that Simon has a choice. That he could, like, they want shadow hunters. That, like, he could be, like, a shadow hunter or something. But I don't think he is. Like, when I read the end of the book, he wasn't a shadow hunter, but he came back and he had some memories, which I was so sad, but I was so happy. I'm like, yes, he remembers. So it was like so sad as him being a boring mundane. So that was like super shocking. And Brother Zachariah, I haven't read The Infernal Devices. A lot of people read The Infernal Devices, and I haven't. And they said that I have to read it. A lot of people said I have to read The Infernal Devices before I read the City of Heavenly Fire, because I guess there's spoilers. But since I didn't read it, I don't know what happens in Infernal Devices. So if I read a spoiler, I don't even know if it is a spoiler. But I do know Tessa and Will Herondale. I heard because my friend tells me. She said the characters. I remember when she read it. She used to tell me about it a little bit, but I don't remember really. And so I'm going to read that soon. But I haven't yet because I wanted to like a happier book. So I'm so sad after City of Heavenly Fire. So I am reading The Selection by Kiera Cass. So I'm reading that right now. It's a thinner book. It's like 300 pages compared to that book. So I wanted a small, quick little read. So, yeah. So City of Heavenly Fire, the Mortal Entrance is done. And I'm going to pronounce this wrong. But Av Atik Vale, the Mortal Entrance. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!